Zelda Speaks to your Monday morning mindfulness session.
And you're watching CTV on the Higher Learning Network. Put your hand right.
Grand Rising, and thank you so much for joining me here today on The Female Solution on blogtalkradio.com, The Female Solution, and the Higher Learning Network TV show. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. It is Monday, February 13th, and you know what that means. Well, we'll talk about that later, but today, happy Earth Day, birthday, born day if you're celebrating a birthday. And we're celebrating it with you, but let us keep in mind of the chaos and confusion that is going on in the world. The earthquake a week ago today, I think the count is up to 33,000 people that have lost their lives. So let us keep the families in Turkey and Syria in our prayers, and just prayers for people all over the world. There is so much chaos and confusion going on. And there are so many people that are affected by everything that's happening in the world. So let us stay in prayer and be mindful of the words that we say. Everybody in the continent needs to get together just for 60 seconds at noon daily to say a powerful prayer of protection. So share that with someone today at noon, every day at noon. In the news, the polls are open today, and you can go and vote for the mayor of the city of Chicago. And all you have to do is go online and find where you need to be going. Excuse me. But today's topic, veterans, helping veterans. And I think that is something admirable with Victor Sarmiento. He will be joining us in the 7:30 hour. And I'll tell you a little bit more about him when he comes on the show. And speaking of a show, have you been to the Chicago Auto Show? Then you have got to go to the On Air Everywhere with our executive producer, Naima Latif. And I am looking for that page for you. It is, On Air Everywhere. And it is the Chicago Auto Show highlights. I want to pull that up for you, so that you can see that we saw the most amazing things I have ever seen in my life. In a car, Lord have mercy, there is a car there that looks like an airplane. And there it is there, onaireverywhere.com. And we'll play a little bit of that later when Naima comes on. But I just wanted you to see that, because this is the most fascinating thing I've ever seen in my life. If you're watching online or listening online, you can go to our Facebook and YouTube page at Higher Learning TV Show, and you will see the information there to click on. And be sure and set those DVRs for the Higher Learning Network TV show, which airs Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19, and 24/7 on the World Wide Web on our higherlearningnetwork.org. And don't forget about the fact that some of us have eaten just a little bit too much. And sometimes we develop diseases that we don't know anything about, like diabetes. And I am one of those people. And I encourage you to go to diabeticdonut.com to download the free handout. It's an ebook that I made and how I reverse type 2 diabetes, and share that with someone, because it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And you always see me drinking this drink in the morning. Apple beet, cucumber, lemon, ginger, kale. Doesn't taste the greatest, but it works wonders for the body. So be sure and check it out. Be sure. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat. Be sure to check out my YouTube page. I'm sorry. Well, yeah, I do have a YouTube page. I'll tell you about that later. Right now, check out my Instagram page. And and I always have updates on our blog, hln-tv.blogspot.com. And did I give you my Instagram site? Instagram, IG, the Zelda Speaks, and Zelda Speaks to You. So go and check that out. You'll find some amazing things there. But right now, we're going to go to traffic. If you are headed out and about this morning, it is Monday morning madness on the streets, as it always is. So expect a few delays. That's why I always say leave out a little earlier. Save yourself some stress, because going out in the traffic is always a headache. And traffic and weather is sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com. If you are a business owner, entrepreneur, and you have products or services, you can offer them on iTex. And you can also go shopping. And that's what we do. We've bought a car, a van, we've traveled. Just anything you can think of, you can buy anywhere, so you can get it at iTex. But you got to use the promo code ZELDA, ZELDA. Always giving thanks to the ancestors. And roadways and the weather, upper 40s today. You see me sweating already? I'm loving it. Plus, I'm drinking hot tea here. In the mid 50s. Can you believe that for January? Oh, my goodness. Tuesday, we are expecting a 1/4 inch of rain. We don't care as long as it's not snow, okay? No reported delays on CTA or Metro, but if you're on the expressway, I told you, allow extra travel time. Inbound on the Kennedy is 34 minutes in, 27 on the reverse. On the Eden's 29 in, 24 out. On the Eisenhower, slow at Mannheim, 29 minutes inbound, 21 on the reverse. On the Stevenson, 19 in. There's a second crash going on, and a semi-truck, single lane, only down to one lane, and it's 17 minutes on the outbound. On the day in Ryan, your usual delays at 35th, from 95th to 35th. 15 minutes inbound, 13 out. And on the Bishop Ford, it's 12 minutes in both directions, no delays. And Lakeshore Drive, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive, 11 minutes in and 9 minutes out. And that is your traffic and weather, sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com. And remember, if you are a person who slept good last night, slept in a bed that was warm, consider yourself blessed, because not everyone has that opportunity to do that. At the Higher Learning Network, we have a mission. And part of that mission, well, we have the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest that comes on every last Saturday of the month. So the last one will be this last Saturday of the month. I believe it's the 24th. And we showcase youth we celebrate youth by the Teen Talent Contest by allowing them to compete for prizes and cash. And that is always available. So just go to our blog or higherlearningnetwork.org. But this is what touches my heart, because of the fact that 1 year ago, today's the 13th, it happened on the 18th, my little brother, Douglas Robinson, was murdered in Tent City. Tent City is on Des Plaines Avenue between Taylor and Roosevelt Road. It's right there next to the BP gas station. And you will see that the ascent has come and put tents up. And this is what someone sent me. And I thought this was just phenomenal. Do you see this? Is this unbelievable or what? This is housing for the homeless, $300 a month. And that's what they showed me on TikTok. And I just thought that was just phenomenal. You see that? Home Depot now sells tiny homes, $15,000, $300, $301 a month. Wow. How can we make that available to those who are homeless here in the city of Chicago? I'd like you to type in your idea of how that's possible. Wow. Because it gives them a chance to get off the ground. Thank God it hasn't been that crazy with the weather this year. It's been cold, but it hasn't been as cold as it usually is, because in Chicago it is just freezing cold 24/7. Anyway, I think it's imperative that we continue to do the work to help the less fortunate, because not everybody has the ability to wake up in a warm room, and that's just crucial. And so we take them butane every week, and we do that because of you, because of your contribution. So if you would be so kind to keep them coming, because it's cold. Those 16-ounce canisters, we get them 2 for $10 from Walmart, 16 ounces. They keep you warm for 8 hours, and we give them 2 a pair for $10. So you can see I'm going to find the information there it is right there. You can Cash App us, you can Zelle us, you can Venmo us, you can, and PayPal. Yeah, so that's all the information there. And please share this video with us to others, and let them know that we are doing the work that we have been assigned to do, because my little brother, Douglas Robinson, bless his heart, may he rest in peace, was murdered right there, February 18th. In Glenwood, and I didn't put his obituary yet, but we're celebrating him today. Douglas Robinson, cool little dude. He was only, I think he was just 5 years younger than me, but he taught me a lot in his transition, and he's still teaching me, because I'm still doing the work that I was put here to do. So thank you so much for joining me this morning on Monday Morning Mindfulness. And it is now time for our Monday Morning Mindfulness meditation, and which it is given to us by Brother Mike House. And Brother Mike always just makes it plain and simple. So I want to share that with you. Are you ready? Alrighty, here we go. Monday, February 13th, I give praise. And I give praise that you're with us here this morning. In difficult situations and troubling times, we may ask, where is God? Do not doubt the question, but recognize the answer dwells in you. Look inside and start to praise. Praising emphasizes God's ability to make things happen. Praising is our worship in spirit. If you really want to see, hear, and feel God, just start praising. Hallelujah. I give praise for waking up in the morning and for receiving peace at night. Amen. I praise with words of thank you, Lord. I do not look for praises. Instead, I give praises. Praise what is what I do. Thank you, Lord. Love in me, through me, as me, and around me, through the Christ within, and so it is. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Hallelujah. We made it, y'all. We made it to today, so that means we got work to do. And that's taken from Psalms 118 and 24. And that is your Monday morning mindfulness inspiration from Mike House. And you know what that means. It is 7:17. It's time for your Monday morning mindfulness meditation. Are you ready? Send somebody a quick text right quick while I get your meditation music. Be looking at me? Send them a text now. You know, I get a little goofy sometimes. People don't mind. But that's what I do. So as we begin the process this morning, you will hear the sound of a click of a little ding. And that is for you to come back because your mind will wander. That's what the mind does, and you can't control it. So, but you can direct it. You can redirect it with sound and with breathing. So we're going to inhale, fill up our chest, and as we exhale, we'll release. And in doing so, we empower ourselves with the kind of energy that will get us through trials and tribulations. So let us begin the process. Sit up straight in your chair, feet flat on the floor, nothing in your hands, nothing in your lap, and nothing in your mind but that of love and enlightenment and the opportunity to meditate, to activate, to make this the first thing that you do in the morning because it empowers you. It gives you, it as Dr. Maya Angelou says, it empowers you. It help you. She says, before you face the day, face God, face the power, the spirit that is within you that will guide you and guard you and protect you in times of chaos and confusion. Because people come up in your face and just give you drama, and you'll be like, oh, is that right? Okay. You won't react, but you'll respond. Oh, okay. Yeah. And that's what this practice is all about, is to practice. So let's get busy. Close your eyes. And simply give thanks. Inhale deeply through the nose. Hold it for a few seconds and then blow it out. We're going to blow it out to release the tension that is in the body. So inhale deeply. Hold it. And let's release it together. Yeah, let that tension out your body. Inhale deeply. Deep, deep breaths. That's how you feel your chest fill up and blow it out. One more. Inhale deeply. And blow it out. Ooh, feel a difference already, don't you? I know I do. And this time as we inhale, let's stretch together. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Once more. Inhale deeply. Raise those hands in the air and once more. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Last time. Inhale deeply. Raise those arms. And turn the body to the left and stretch and stretch. Wring out those inside organs. Give them a little exercise on the inside of the body. And exhale. Inhale once more. And as you exhale, turn to the right and stretch a little bit if you can. And exhale, blow it out. A body in motion stays in motion. That's what 88-year-old lady at the gym told me. I said, how do you stay so mobile? She said, baby, a body in motion stays in motion. So that's what we do. We simply inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. And when you hear that sound, you bring your mind back to the breath as you feel your body with the energy of the divine that is here to guide you and guard you and direct you in all ways possible. We give thanks as we inhale deeply. And exhale. Oh, does that feel good or what? Yes, that feels delicious. Inhale deeply. If you're breathing long and hard enough, you will feel the energy up to the top of the head, and you will exhale, bringing the energy down through the face and on the shoulders as we continue to move and inhale and exhale. Inhale. And as we exhale, bringing that energy down through the chest and the sides and the stomach and the back and the solar plexus and the hips as we do the higher learning hip row. Yes, we do. In Monday morning mindfulness meditation, we give thanks that these hips can move because somebody somewhere cannot do the higher learning hip row. As we breathe in, And as we breathe out, sending more love, light, and energy down through the legs, the thighs, the knees. Oh, yes, rub those glorious knees. Give them love, honey, because they carry us everywhere we have to go. Let us inhale deeply. And as we exhale, bringing more love, light, and energy down through the breath, down through the legs and the ankles and the toes, the feet. Feel free to wiggle those toes as we inhale. Hold it. And exhale, wiggling those toes as we inhale deeply. Let's bring that energy back up through the feet. Inhale. Back up through the feet, the arches, the ankles. Feel free to wiggle those feet. Turn them, twist them left and right, and bringing more energy back up through the legs and the knees as we continue to breathe in. And as we continue to breathe out. Breathing in. Bringing that energy up through the thighs and the buttocks and the back. And doesn't matter if we are breathing together or not, as long as we are moving and we are breathing. Inhale deeply. Bringing that energy of the breath back up through the solar plexus and the shoulders and the arms, and we stretch them again above our heads and to the sides as we continue to breathe in. Hold it and blow out the stress. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And as we give thanks for the power of the breath, we breathe all that energy up from the bottom of the feet back to the top of the head, to the forehead, and we give thanks as we breathe in and as we breathe out. Giving thanks that we are not on a trachea. We can breathe freely. If you have breathing difficulties, our prayers are with you. But we continue to breathe through. That's why our seniors have so many problems, because we are not breathing deep enough. They don't tell us that. That's why we're on oxygen machines and have asthma and COPD. We need to breathe. The brain needs oxygen because that's where the power comes from, the brain. So let us breathe in. And this is what you do when you're feeling stressful. You simply breathe. Don't acknowledge the chaos. Just breathe. Inhale deeply. And bring your head forward, chin to chest, and slowly rotate the head to the left. Slowly bringing it around to the back. Slow down. You're moving too fast. And feel that stretch. Now bringing it over to the right and back around to the front. You might feel a little pop in the neck. That's okay. It's just air moving through the tissues and the bones and the ligaments. Breathe in. And as we exhale, bring the head forward, chin to chest, and slowly rotate the head to the right, around to the back. Slow down. Yeah, feel that stretch. Feels good, doesn't it? Yeah. Slowly to the left and around to the right. Head up. Inhale deeply. Look to the right as far as you possibly can. Ooh, yeah, feel that stretch. Do you feel it? Feel it right there. Yeah, that feels good. Inhale deeply, bringing the head back center. Inhale deeply. Look to the left as far as you possibly can, feeling a stretch in the right side of the neck. Oh, yeah, that feels good. And bringing your face back forward. Inhale once more. And exhale. And just sit with that breath, knowing that your life is in divine order. How is that possible with all the chaos and confusion going on? It's just a test, baby. Remember when the TV used to go off at midnight and all you see from midnight to 6 a.m., this is a test? That's all this is. It's just a test. That's why we what? Breathe in. Hold it. And we breathe out. Exhale. Your last inhale. And exhale. And we can include in this Monday morning mindfulness session two of the most powerful words on the planet: I am. And what you decide to include after those words is what you will experience. My favorite words are I am healthy. Say what you like, or say it with me. I am healthy. I am happy. I am whole and complete, just like I am. I may have big ears, big nose, big ass, big butt, big lip. All that big stuff is good because, honey, they paying cash money for it. And we were born with it. Hello. And thank you. Thank you for being here with me this morning and practicing Monday morning mindfulness and how to relieve stress. And if you want more stress relief, go to my blog. My YouTube page, Zelda Speaks, or Zelda Speaks Mindfulness, and there's more there. And be sure to share this with somebody, because baby, we all stressed out, and somebody somewhere needs to be de-stressed. So thank you for de-stressing, and thank you for taking the time to honor yourself and to be the very best that you can be by simply stopping and breathing for 5 minutes. That's all I ask you to do, is breathe. And I promise you, it will make a difference. Because you don't know it, but you have just activated the happiness gene. And you're wondering why you're walking around with a smile on your face all day. All that breathing you just did, you're sending ping, 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 pings to your heart, liver, lungs, spine, spleen, all that stuff. And it's just jumping around in there, making you feel good. It's like, got my Monday morning mindfulness on. I am delighted to be alive this morning. I don't care what's going on out there. And here is peace. And that's where you have to go for peace. Because peace just doesn't show up at your door, honey. You got to practice peace. Because it's chaos all over the world. Don't believe me? Look out your window. Look on the TV. Turn on the news. It's there, baby. Is there waiting on you to have chaos and confusion. And this is the time that we take the time to do what I love to refer to as meditate to activate. And as you can see, this is my favorite. Meditate to activate on Monday morning mindfulness. These are some of the t-shirts that we offer when you send in a donation of $25 or more for the homeless project that we have, helping the homeless stay warm. And this is another one. I love this one. Inhale faith. Yes, let's do that one, y'all. Inhale faith and exhale fear. How about that? Inhale affirmations and exhale negative self-talk. And that's just one of a few. And this one of my favorite. Inhale genius. Yeah, because you know you're a genius. You know that. And if you've forgotten, I'm here to remind you. Inhale genius, exhale doubt. And that is your Monday morning mindfulness meditation. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please share it with someone because we all need it. Comments this morning. John Caldwell, Legend of Zelda. Thank you so much, John. Let me tell you this. I had the insight that my mom had 60, almost 70 years ago, I would be on an island somewhere doing this. Nintendo would not be racking up on Zelda. I would be. But anyway, it's what the shit is. I digress. I do that. Oop, it's 7:32. It is time for our first commercial break of the day. And when we come back, we will be joined with our guest, Victor Sarmiento. And he is the founder of Veterans Helping Veterans, because it is a doggone shame our veterans go to war and come back and they do not have the resources that they need. Well, this young man found those resources, and I'll tell you all about that when we come back. But right now, we're going to take our first break. You stay close and share this page with somebody and let them know that we're on. Okay?
Crime in Chicago continues to increase. Community and politicians must come together to make a change. No one person can solve these problems by themselves, but I believe together we can make progress. Let's provide job training, economic growth, and invest into our 77 community. Let's rebuild and restore Chicago. Vote for me for mayor of Chicago. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
Tucson Essentials Regional Wellness by giving you access to more than 20,000 sustainably produced nutritional products delivered direct to your door.
Oh man, got something lovely sun bill today. This sunlight is really expensive, especially during this season. I'll probably have to work overtime to pay it.
Well, you better pay it on time. We don't want the sun to go out and we're sitting up here all day in the dark. Wouldn't it be terrible if God charged us for sunlight? Well, thank God, the light and heat from the sun is free. So why are we paying such high bills for the energy we use in our homes? Because we don't know how to use solar energy, the free energy from the sun. You can convert your regular home to a solar energy home and save tremendously on your electric bill. Take a look at your electric bill. Wouldn't you like to reduce or possibly even eliminate that cost altogether? Let one of our solar consultants show you how. Call today, 312-849-3456, and schedule a free consultation. That's 312-849-3456. What if you could live to be 120 years old and remain active, healthy, alert, and vibrant? Our bodies are made up of cells that are constantly rejuvenating. So if we take proper care of ourselves, we can literally defy aging. Join us every Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time to learn about self-care from Tucson Essentials on the Female Solutions Blog Talk Radio Show. Learn how to help your body and yourself feel rejuvenated each day.
So just email me right now and I'll send it to you.
Sleep, frequency medicine, and many unconventional methods of self-care. I'm Jody Tucson. Join me and my amazing guests by calling in at 515-605-9325 and press 1 to speak. We'll help you achieve a breakthrough in your health today. Have you ever dreamed of going to exotic places, meeting fascinating people, enjoying uplifting music, and spending nights in a luxurious hotel? Do you look forward to a relaxing vacation where you can walk along the beach or sit in a quiet park and enjoy the sunset or sunrise? Whether you're flying around the world or driving across the country, we will share travel tips that will help you stay safe while you enjoy the journey. Join me every third Saturday of the month, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, and move around with Deborah here on the Female Solutions Show. Call in and comment 515-605-9325 and press 1 to speak. Hi, I'm Naima Latif. Join me and my co-host Kareem Hamid every Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the Female Solution Radio Show, as we explore that relationship that is the foundation for our society, the relationship between men and women, husbands and wives. Join our discussion as we seek to repair broken family ties and rebuild our community. Listen online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution. Call in and comment 515-205-9325. Press 1 to speak to our host. Or you can join us live on Facebook at www.facebook.com/the-female-solution.
Grand Rising, and thank you for joining us this morning. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness, and today's topic is veterans helping veterans, and we are joined by our very own Victor Sarmiento.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Zelda, for having me on here. I was having a little bit of technical difficulties and everything, but I got them squared away. You know, I excuse the dog in the background. Sorry, we're dog sitting.
I see, and I think the dog wants us to acknowledge that he's here, and I got to get this thing out of my face. I meant to do that before we do it.
Yes.
I love it. It's coming up. I need the heat, but I don't need it in my face because I can see you, or you. They probably can't see me. The audience can't see me, so I got to get up and close. So let me give you a quick intro before I get up and close this because I can't see anything.
Okay.
People are, in case people are wondering how we met. I met you at the Veteran Luncheon Appreciation Luncheon, sponsored by Dr. Willie Wilson. Margiano, North Park Street, and I was filming. Naima, our executive producer, was sitting down having a conversation with you, and then I had a conversation with you. That was powerful. So what I want you to do is to tell our viewing audience what it is that you do, and I'm going to try to pull up the Facebook page for Chicagoland Veterans, I believe it is.
Yes, Chicagoland Veterans.
Okay, so if you would just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how you started this venture.
Yes, like I said, my name is Victor Sarmiento. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I was stationed in South Korea from 2000 to 2004. Well, 2001 to 2004. You know, got that year of training, basic training, everything was a bit rough. And then in South Korea, then I got out. And then 60 pounds later, you know, I got called back into the Army for Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. And I was like, wow, you know, 60 pounds later, I don't know if I was ready, but I went. And I did a tour in Afghanistan. And when I came back, that's when I started having issues. You know, I like any veteran that is overseas, you know, in a combat area, we don't know if we're going to make it or not. You know, we got the camaraderie of the federal soldiers that we're in a unit with. You know, we do our best, you know. And then when we come back, we sometimes don't get the help we need. Like in my instance, I didn't get the help I needed. You know, I didn't go to the VA like I was supposed to, but my uncle would tell me, he called me Junior, my family called me Junior, you need to go to the VA and get yourself treated, you know? So I started listening to him, and then I went to the VA, and it's been since 2007, you know, getting the help I needed. And then there was a couple of things that happened at work that was not nice and put me in a very dark place, especially what I was trying to heal and deal with. So one pastor told me, Victor, how are you going to go ahead and deal with stuff that comes at you? You're going to deal with vinegar, or you're going to deal with honey? And he said, honey sounds a lot better. So ever since that, and this is just recently, I started dealing with a lot of stuff with honey, just as a smile, be the best person I could be. And it got me thinking, you know what? I want to help other veterans in the same situation so they don't feel the way I felt, how my job was mistreating me. I said, you know what? Never do I want anybody to feel that way. So I'm going to be the advocate for that veteran or civilian, inspiring civilian, and say, you know what? I got your six. That means I got your back in Army or military lingo. And then basically, that's what I've been doing. I started creating the Chicagoland Veterans Facebook group. I started volunteering with different organizations, different non-for-profits. One of them being The Mission Continues. It's a non-for-profit nationwide. They got what's called platoons. And in these platoons, they have events. Like one of the recent events, we were at the food bank down on the south side on East 76th Street. I don't recall the actual address, but we were preparing boxes of food to give out to the homeless. It was an awesome event. I took my whole family with me. In the beginning, it was just me going by myself. You know, that was the most recent one. Now, every time there's a Mission Continues mission event, we go as a family, because that makes me feel happy that my family has my back. They have my six, and that makes me a very proud dad, and also a very proud veteran. And it helps me cope with the everyday lives. So I started doing the Chicagoland Veterans group where I post anything and anywhere happening in Illinois. I put jobs, I put events that are happening in the area, something where a veteran can go. And like me, how I felt like I didn't have nothing, and I felt like I didn't have no one. That way, now a veteran, if it's in your area, oh, check it out. Chicagoland Veterans just posted an event in Makanda, Illinois. You know where Makanda is? It is south. It's in southern Illinois, and they have a project there called Project Die Hard, where they've been gifted 20 acres of land, so that way they could be able to house veterans there. As you can see in some of the logos I have in my background, they're the ones with the one saluting called Project Die Hard. Very great organization. They have every once a month, every second Saturday of the month, they have what's called a volunteer day, So I started doing this type of stuff, and I started feeling, you know what? I told myself, Victor, this is how you used to be before going to board. You were a very motivated person, and it's helping me to get back to that person. I might not be able to be the same person, but you know what? I'm Victor 2.5 or 3.0, where I still have my issues. I still have my struggles, but I don't let that overtake me, because I met so many great people. I met you, Zelda. You're very inspirational. Everything that you're doing, you don't know how inspirational you are to others. You're very inspirational to me. I just want to let you know, thank you very much for doing all that you do. And I tell people that they don't know the full impact of what they do from other people. You might not see yourself as inspirational, but other people see you and you give them hope. And with all the people I met, Rogelio Villa from the Mission Continues, Zester Navala, Rolando, Oscar from the MVP, which MVP is merging vets and players. They're for combat veterans and pro athletes, where we work out every Wednesday, at the POW gym around Jackson and Racine. And then afterwards, we have what's called a peer-to-peer support group, where we talk about our issues, our struggles, where there is no thinking negativity. It's all positivity, and it's a great organization. And they also do events. The first event I went with MVP was at the Bears actual training site up north.
Hollis Hall.
And at Hollis Hall. It was awesome. We worked out for an hour, and then we were able to eat with some of the rookies of the Bears. And that was like, that was awesome. And I ate good that day because I ate really good, because I use food as a tool. I always say, when you eat something good, it makes the walls go away for that little minute, of food. And then I was able to take home some food for my daughters, because I feel bad when I go to these events and they're feeding us. My daughters are like, oh, how could you? You didn't invite us, Papa. I said, don't worry, I got it to go play. They were able to give me some food to go home, and then they eat that for lunch, and I don't feel bad.
Oh, wow.
So all this started because of my job, where I turned it into a positive. I'm still dealing with the struggles at my job, but you know what? I'd rather be doing what I'm doing now full time, but that's something maybe in the future. When I retire, I will do this full time, But then I also created what's called Chicagoland Veterans Communities for the inspiring civilian and everyday person. There, I'm posting jobs there, because it's not only for veterans. We're talking about, as we come back as veterans, yes, we're broken. We're trying to piece together the pieces, but we have to lead by example. So I created the Chicagoland Veterans community page, and I'm always posting jobs. There are a lot of organizations, a lot of Facebook groups that share jobs. So I take at least 2 to 3 hours a day of my time to just start posting on, copying these, putting all these in one page. So it'll be a one-place source. People can also go to the other places I share, so if they want to follow them as well, to do so, and that's what these pages are. And it's so awesome. There's just so much out there. And sometimes I hear a lot, Victor, you're doing too much. You got to step it down a bit, but I can't. And then I don't know how to step it down. I'm just so used to just doing, and just so I won't be in the negative and think about the bad stuff at my job. I do this full time, where I don't get any sleep as it is, because that's one thing I struggle with, sleep. My fiance be like, I don't know how you function at times. She tells me, because I sometimes I only get like half an hour of sleep. There have been times I've been up 72 hours where I only slept like maybe half an hour, throughout those 3 days.
Really?
But yeah. and then I knock out. Like yesterday, I had a meeting with this one other veteran to do like a workout program, and I fell asleep, because of my diabetes. I'm like, I just knock out once I sit down on the couch, unfortunately. And
Did
it's
you?
like a lot going on.
Did I hear you say that you were diabetic?
I am diabetic, and that's one of the things I struggle with as well.
Well, you don't have to struggle anymore, young man, because there is a website that you could go to. Not a website, it's a blog that I made because I was a diabetic.
Okay.
Diabeticdonut.com.
Okay, nice.
If you download that free, I'm not charging anything. Somebody shared it with me, and I'm sharing it with the world.
Okay.
See me drinking this every morning, and they think I'm drinking some coffee. No, I'm drinking this juice that consists of apple, beet, cucumber, lemon, ginger, kale,
Okay.
turmeric. 7 ingredients. And I make it every morning. I was so disappointed this past Saturday. I get up to make my juice, and beets are really, really tough. So you have to slice them small. But in a Vitamix, you don't have to do that. Well, I got up Saturday morning and my Vitamix quit. So I was like, well, how am I supposed to get my juice?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to do this? So I had to go buy a bullet, a ninja bullet, because I need very sharp blades. I got to put ginger in there. I got to put you got to cut all that stuff out. But anyway, long story short, there is no excuse for diabetes. And the reason how I know that many of the diseases that we have, Victor, are from a lack of nutrition.
Yes, I believe that too.
We eat all this meat that seeps in our skin and our skin and our organs, and it slows us down and it poisons us, because when an animal is killed, they know that they're going to be killed, and they release a poison, and we're eating that poison. And I'm not knocking people who eat meat, because I eat meat, but I'm just making you aware of because of how I feel. I went to a football game last night. What do you call it? The playoffs or something they played there.
Okay.
And everybody there is eating and having a good time, but I noticed after we sat for a while, we're seniors, so it's kind of you get up, you're a little sick. That's because that poison has settled in our joints, and it's making us lethargic and a host of other things. So I just, I digress, but I had to share that. So please go to diabeticdonut.com.
I will.
Drink
And thank you for sharing that.
It is my honor because somebody shared it with me. I just added a little something to it. And
Okay.
it's available for everybody. So please go there and tell all your friends. It's free. I don't ask for anything. Just go there.
I will.
Make that every day and watch your numbers go down. My numbers went down from 7.5 to 7. What does that do? So it's possible. And you no longer have diabetes. You are flushing it out with your vegetables. So thank you so much for sharing that. And for anybody else that's watching, if you're watching at 7:51, you're listening to Victor Sarmiento, Veterans Helping Veterans. And I'm honored to be able to have him here and to help him today, because I didn't know you were diabetic. How long have you been a diabetic?
Oh, for at least the past 3 years. I found out because people are like, oh, you're looking good. You're losing the weight. Because I used to weigh 235. And I'm like, well, what's your trick? I'm like, well, it's the diabetic diet, unfortunately. I would joke about it. But then I'd be like, no, seriously, I'm diabetic, and I'm losing the weight because of it, because it's bad. My numbers are 13, A1C. My blood sugars are 300 and something. And I tell them, then they're very in shock. Are you joking? No, I'm not joking,
Oh, my goodness.
But the thing is, this is what I try to tell people. As a veteran, I was stationed overseas. I was in the combat zone in Afghanistan. When we come back, I can only speak for myself, but when we come back, we have a hard time readjusting to society. And this is what I have. I do have a hard time because we're not the same person. We see things differently. We're like, why did we come back? There were many veterans that did not come back, and this is something that I cannot take out of my mind. And it's hard for the everyday person that has not been in that type of situation to understand that. I wish sometimes that I would not think about this stuff, but it's easier said than done. I constantly think about this stuff in my mind, and I wish my mind could get erased, but that cannot happen. So I have a hard time readjusting because I know what's right, and we didn't come back to have to go through so much, so much chaotic in different situations that we come into, like my job and other little interactions that to the everyday person might not be a big detail, a big issue. To us veterans that's been overseas or had some type of trauma, have a hard time adjusting to that. And people don't see that. They see, oh, they see a veteran or they see a person, a human being from the outside. It may be that they're okay, but in the inside, they're holding on to the edge by a little string, you know? And that's what people don't realize when it comes from veterans, of how to speak to a veteran and everything else. And that's anybody that may have any trauma, sexual trauma. You're talking about abusive trauma, anybody. People don't realize that. People don't put themselves in their shoes to try to understand. You know, I try to put myself in other people's shoes because I know how it feels to be there in that dark place of not having no help whatsoever, and you're trying to dig yourself out. You're trying to dig yourself out, and sometimes it's easier said than done, you know. But you just gotta think. You gotta think about something positive. You gotta think about, you know what? It's okay. It's going to be a great day, and we're going to get through this. If we were able to get through Afghanistan and coming back and leaving all fear there and have no fear now, where you could be able to speak up and be a voice for somebody that might not have a voice, then you're needed. You're needed to be here for your family, for your kids, you know, and for that person that might be in the same situation that you are, that you never know you might meet. That's why you always have a smile. You always treat people with kindness, because you don't know their situation. It could be a decision from life and death, and you never know, you know. At times I realized Robin Williams was a great man, and he committed suicide. I never understood why, and until I was there and I was able to understand, like, even though Robin Williams looks okay from the outside, in the inside, he was hurting, you know, and he just didn't. I'm not sure the situation. It's a very sad situation when we don't speak about the issues that we're trying to overcome. It's very hard to many veterans and civilians itself, you know, and that's why by going through the process, being hospitalized in the VA for a week, and my kids asking me, why are you gone? What happened? Where are you? We want to be with you. We're very depressed. A 9-year-old saying that she's depressed, really? Like, wow, because they miss me. They're hurting inside because I'm not there to protect them. I'm not there to be with them. So that opened my eyes to say, you know what, Victor, no matter the hurt, no matter what, you're just going to get up every day and keep looking forward. I always say, hay que seguir adelante. And that's a Spanish term. That means no matter what, you get up and you keep moving forward. That's all. And just with a positive attitude, everything will come into place. And that's what's been happening. I've been thinking positive. I met so many positive people. I mentioned a few and everything. So my organization, we got the Travis Manning Foundation. That's another organization doing good for the youth, you know. And I'm getting involved with them doing some. They have leadership courses. Also, the Mission Continues has leadership courses that you could go on there for veterans and everything. And it's great stuff, you know, and there's a lot of work. Doing a big event on the 10th of June in Berkeley, Illinois. It's called Spring Into Summer Fest, where it's going to be a free event for the community in Berkeley and surrounding. Anybody could attend this festival. We're going to have music all day. We're going to have vendors, you know, we're going to have volunteers, and hopefully it could find somebody to sponsor the food for the volunteers. You know, because I love food, and I know everybody else loves food. So, hey, we could get some food for volunteers. It'd be awesome. It'll make the day go by quicker, you know, rather than wait to the end to get something to eat. We'll have food there for volunteers. I think we have the Boy Scouts in River Grove that are going to be volunteering and helping out. So it's going to be a fun event. You know, there's a lot of things. This will be our first event, and then hopefully next year we'll make it into a 3-day event with a carnival, and it'll be a lot of informational booths as well. We got a Project Die Hard from Macondo, Illinois is going to come up. He's going to provide information to the families and veterans about what they're doing in Macondo, where they want to house veterans, you know. So that's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to them to coming over here. I was supposed to be there this last Saturday and everything, but because I was doing something else and I wasn't able to pay for the because to go to McAllen, either you drive, that's 5.5 hours, or you could take the train. I tried driving, and I took my 16-year-old son with me, and it was rough. I have the tendency when I'm driving long period of times, and this is always one issue when I was in the military, was it always hit my head and I would fall asleep in long routes. So I had to drive maybe an hour or two, and that's it max. Anything afterwards, I start getting tired and everything, headaches. So on the way back that same night after we volunteered, I got great footage on the Chicagoland Veterans group and the Chicagoland communities. I have some great footage of that day where I interviewed Brian Gibson from the Project Die Hard, and he told about what the mission entails. But coming back home, it took us 12 hours to get back because I was getting so tired, and I couldn't drive all the way because my son, I don't want to end up crashing. So it was like, whoa, but we made it home the next day at 7 in the morning. We left at 7 p.m. Saturday, got back 7 a.m. the next morning on Sunday because I would have to pull over, drive on the side, knock out for a little bit. So what I decided to do for the next month, which was in January, I decided to take the train, the Amtrak. And it was a lot more convenient. I was able to relax. And this is the first time me being on Amtrak. And it was awesome. It was very spacious, not that many people.
Love it, love it, love it.
Oh,
I'd rather take Amtrak than fly. I really would.
yeah, exactly. And I'm going to be going to Amtrak because they got these organizations in different parts of Illinois where they got events for the veterans. And I'm just going to show up, and I show up, I videotape, I record, I document, and I share the experience with other veterans in the hopes that they also get out of the rut that we're in. Sometimes, like for me, it's always been a hermit, stuck at home, and my family, my kids are the ones that struggle with it because we go outside for 10 minutes in the summertime. We're like, okay, 10 minutes, and I get my anxiety kicks in. I said, you know what? Let's go back in. Let's go back in. We go in, and to this day, one of my youngest daughters, doesn't know how to ride a bike because it would get so bad until 2022. Or 2020, a lot of things been changing that got me thinking. You know what? I gotta do something. We can't be living like this, because it's affecting my kids. I don't want them to have anxiety issues or any type of other issues, social issues. I want them to be happy. And that's why I get the help at the VA. I actually got to be there at 11 a.m. today for my, we have a talk with the veterans, a motivational class where we try to get help, substance abuse help as well, because a lot of our veterans are taking their lives, and it's unfortunate that it's happening. But we talk about 22 push-ups, but really doing 22 push-ups is not really making an impact. Yes, it's bringing awareness, but what we really need is we need to find the individual veteran. Why is it that they're struggling, and try to help them in that nature. Like for me, I wish there was somebody that could intervene with my job and say, hey, what you're doing to this veteran, this employee is not right. Can you please stop? Because it's affecting him greatly where it comes home and it affects the home. And that's how bad it is. So we need to pinpoint what are the actual concerns of the veteran that's making them feel this way, and it's helping guide them. They're not going to be cured, but at least that's a start. And that's why there's a church on Madison, California. We're doing what's called a peace circle, where it's a veteran talk, and we talk about these issues, and there's no judgment. And this is going to be, I want to say Tuesdays. Once I get the flyer, I'm going to post it out there for veterans. But then we're also going to do another peace circle for the general public, because we all think we all have a struggle, right? So why not? Let's talk about it, and let's try to see how we could overcome it by talking,
Right. Absolutely. You are right on target. Communication is key. And that's why we have to communicate right now and take a quick break. And we'll be back talking to Victor Sarmiento.
Awesome. Thank you.
Helping veterans stay close. Share this video with somebody as we go to commercial break. And thank you for sharing. Woohoo! Come on, technical difficulties. Don't show up because we got
No.
Grand Rising. How are you feeling today? Do you worry about things? What do you worry about? Money, relationships, jobs, your children? Probably all of those, right? Well, we haven't been taught the skill of silencing those voices and a plan on how to do that. All you have to do is sign up. You're only one click away from the Worry Workshop. Just go to my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. You'll be glad you did. Thank me later. Peace. Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with Zelda Speaks, the Mindfulness Stress Relief Coach, at higherlearningnetwork.org. Thanks for sharing.
From their homes, smuggled away in chains, and held captive in a foreign land where they are tortured, raped, and forced to perform hard labor for the lash of the whip and under the constant threat of death. Slavery, the African American psychic, the doctors, writers, scientists, builders,
Cold will be nice. Oh, shh. I'm sorry.
Just mute yourself, Victor. Mute your mic.
Okay.
and give your personal Chicagoland Veterans of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com.
Grand Rising, and thank you for joining us back here on the Female Solution on the Higher Learning Network TV show, which airs Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19 and 24/7 on the World Wide Web. We are joined here today with our very own veteran helping veterans, and that would be Victor Sarmiento.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us back here on the Female Solution. You are such a blessing in disguise because I had no idea that there was so much trauma for soldiers once they get home. And you are a wonderful resource because this is just like you didn't know, like your uncle told you, you tell somebody else and so on and so forth. So thank you for the work that you do because you're an inspiration as well. You may not know it and you may not think it, but there are people who are counting on you. And this organization, Chicagoland Veterans, helping other veterans, that's awesome. That is all. I'm so glad to know that this is available because these are the kinds of resources that we need to keep us in the know.
Yes, thank you very much, Zelda. And like I said, that's what just one, but this is like I said, for the veterans, and we don't talk about it because we're very prideful. You know, we're very conservative with how we feel, because we feel sometimes speaking up, we're not a man or we're not a woman, you know, and we don't talk about this stuff, you know, because we don't want to know. We got to be tough. We got to be hard for the mission, because we want to be able to, no matter what's going on. We get taught in the military, and I'm just speaking for the Army, but it's always across the board, all the other military, all the branches. We get taught that the mission comes first, no matter what. You know, especially, and they teach us we got to be mentally strong and physically strong, more mentally than anything, so we could handle whatever comes at us. So whatever feelings we may have, we have to bottle that up, and the mission comes first, because we got to be at our very top of our game when we go and we're in these places, you know, because it's like it's from life and death. We don't know what the outcome may come, but we have to be mentally strong to handle that and not break, you know. And it's not easy. You got, you know, 19-year-olds that are come in 18, 19 years right out of high school. You know, they're getting taught, you know, to be a soldier, Marine, an airman, wherever it may be, you know, and to get sent to war, you know. And it's like it's a scary thing, you know. I would want my children to experience it, but if they decide it's their path, I have to respect that, you know. But yeah, I remember when I got so many videos, which I'll probably share with you once I find them. I got to find a camcorder that has the mini DV tapes, and I have a lot of footage being over there where I would have to say goodbye. I would do what's called a goodbye video, stating at that time I was married, so I would tell my wife, I love you, I love my dad, my parents, my sisters, my daughters, that if something happens, you know, I just want you to know that I love you. I'm going to go outside. We got this mission. You know, I'm going to do my best to come back home, and if something happens, I'm going to die fighting. You know, I'm not going to let them take me. You know, but this is the stuff that you got to prepare when you go outside the wire, outside the base or camp that you're at. You know, you got to be mentally strong, so that way you don't break when you're out there, because you got to, not only you got to look out for yourself, you got to look out for your teammates, your fellow soldiers as well. And then sometimes when we come back, like I said, we come back, we still have our mentality as the mission. But what is the mission now? Our families. We got to provide for our families. Some of us might not have a family, so the mission is themselves to get the help they need, so they could go ahead and live a normal life. Where, you know, and it's harder. It's easier said than done, you know.
Right. It's always easier said than done, because doing the work is crucial. It is imperative, because somebody has to do it. We cannot wait on this health care, as it is referred to, sick care system that we live in, because everything they give us is just it's not for our best interest. I'll put it like that.
Exactly.
So we got to do the work. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it's like not like rocket science. You know, when I came back where I see things differently. I see the world differently, and to me, it's very upsetting that we have political. I don't like politics. I don't like talking politics, because politics are easy. All you got to do in politics is lead by example and basically provide for the citizens living in this country. You know, it's not rocket science. You provide them a good job, training. You provide them the resources needed. I remember playing this one game growing up called Sim City, where we would basically have to build a city, and also we got to make the citizens of the city happy. And how would they do that? By providing places for them to work, by providing them resources like water and food and all that type of stuff. And more importantly, education, because you want a society of free thinkers. You want a society, educational society, that they're going to go ahead, and once they learn what they learn, they're going to be a great actual citizen, and they're going to become the leaders of tomorrow, either scientists, doctors, lawyers, and bring innovation into the city. And that's why you have to invest into the citizens, and it starts from the ground up. You know, like right now, if you look at it, I heard many things about these schools being closed down. Why can't we turn those schools into homeless shelters?
We can.
You know,
we can.
But but nobody's doing it. I know there are some organizations. Like I met this one gentleman, Don Dottie. He has an organization that I'm trying to work with. Where I had there was a Zoom meeting, and there was other veterans there. We were talking about this. How can we help each other out? I'm on a phone chat group with them, and they're collaborating. Just like the pastor of the Lutheran Church on Madison, California, Mr. George Deal. Very great guy. He wants to do a lot in the community. We're going to start with the peer support group with the Peace Circle there on Tuesdays for the veterans, and then we're going to do it for women as well, and the regular civilians and citizens. So it's going to be an awesome place where you could come and we talk about what our struggles are and how we could overcome them by just talking about it, providing the resources needed as well if needed. But first thing, you have to talk about it. It's not an easy thing. It's hard, just like my fiance, she lost her son. It was due to the father killing him. Unfortunately, it's a sad thing, and she had to overcome that. And that's what interested me when I was in my dark place. I happened to see a post on social media on this site called Mi Gente. It no longer exists, but it was a social media platform. And I read a poem that she wrote about her son, what happened and how she overcame it. Well, not technically overcoming it, but how she was there for her first child because she was still needed. She couldn't give up because her son would not want her to give up. So she had to get that strength from within to basically try to move forward, and to this day still struggles because losing a child, that's something you can't forget.
No.
And that's trauma that you're going to have until the day you pass on, and then you could be again with your child, So you got to do the best you can. And that's what more I was inspired about her and what I respected, and that drew me to her, So yeah, there's stuff like that going on everywhere, and we got to realize it's not just us. So just try to treat people right, And that's what we're doing. We're out here. There's so many organizations. If people just collaborate, and they all can accomplish their missions by collaborating, we all got the same mission. Even more people working on the same mission, one after the other. I heard stories of when immigrants come over from India. They open up. They all live in one house, and then they open up their own either restaurant or gas station, and they all live in that house. And they're like, okay. Yep. We're all going to make it. They have a strong bond, and they know that they want to be there for their family. So they open up a business. They all work there. All of them work there. They all live until they succeed. Okay, now we're going to open another business for the next person, But the main thing is they're collaborating, and it works,
And you have got the right idea, because I have seen that in action, and I see how it works. And I see how it keeps a bond, a sense of community. You may not have what you need, but you're in a community of others that may have what you need.
Yes. And that's the great thing about that, because that's one thing I love about the military community, that I've learned that I might not have my six, which is my back. I might not take care of myself in some aspects, but I'm taking care of another veteran, and it's like a cycle, Somebody in that group is taking care of me and thinking about me, and say, "Hey, Victor, you need to get over there and get up. Stop being in those depressed moods that you get sometimes." Because I do get into my depressed moods. People see what's on the outside. I got a picture that somebody just took of me, Oscar from MVP. We're at an event, and I look so happy. I had the best smile, and I'm like, wow, I look happy in that picture. But the reality, and I posted this on social media, you see what's on the outside, but you don't see what's on the inside. The reality, I'm just holding on to a string on the edge, just trying to keep hope alive. And that's all I could do. It's an everyday struggle, And the good thing is I do have a good support system. I do have many inspirations from all aspects, and that's what's keeping me here. And there's plenty of work. There's a lot of work to do. Just yesterday, my car broke down, and oh man, it's like I shouldn't be driving it, but hey, that's all I got, So I went to the actual buyer's flea market to look for vendors. I went on the bus. I took my daughter, my youngest, and I went to look for vendors for this event because I want to make it. I want to succeed. and I know it's going to take a lot of work. And I got George Correa. He's part of the Sons of the Legion because his dad was actually a veteran, you know.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, we're dog sitting to tomorrow's the last day. And there's a lot of work when your dog is sitting. I never had a dog, but so he's a great guy. He's helping out, and Peter from the Berkeley Park District is also helping out. You know, Peter Graham, great guy. So between all three of us, we're organizing this event. So I'm doing my part over there. I actually got if it's gonna be English music, it's gonna be Spanish music. You know, there'll be a lot of music. The dog is excited. That's why he's barking. He's like, yeah, yeah.
You need to grab that dog and bring him on the screen so to acknowledge him.
Oh, that's what it is.
Because I love
And I didn't realize that dog. That's what he wants. He wants acknowledgement.
Bring
You know?
him on the screen so we can see him. There he is.
He's not my. Oh,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be yours. He wants acknowledgement. So let's give him. What's his name?
his name is Kovu, but
Oh, hi, Kovo.
yeah, Kovu. Yeah, and he's an awesome dog. You know, I think he's like a Yorkie, but he's like a mutated Yorkie because he's like big. I never seen a Yorkie this big. You know? So he's like mixed, but he's pretty cool. And I never knew how calming it could be having a dog near you because that's what I like about him. I don't know why he stands next to me, he sleeps on me, and all sorts of stuff.
See,
you know?
You're ignoring him. You see how when you put him in your lap, he got quiet. You see that?
Yes. And then he ran off because we got cats, and then the cats drive me nuts because they get up on everywhere. When I have a house, hopefully if I could ever afford a house, we're going to have a cat sanctuary. It's going to be a room with a window, and all the cats are going to be in there. So when you want cat therapy, you go into the room, and they won't leave hair throughout the rest of the house because somehow the hair gets everywhere. So, yeah, but like I was saying about the dog, this is one thing I never knew was so calming because they could sense when you're not feeling well, when you're anxiety and depressed, and they come up to you and they comfort you. So I'm looking into maybe getting a service dog because I do qualify for one because they do make me feel very calm and relaxed when my anxiety levels are out of control and my depression gets out of control. Having this dog's been very calming, and like he's been sleeping. I've been sleeping on the couch. He just sleeps on me, and just something about that bond and just having him near me is so relaxing. You know, like man, and I feel like he understands me.
He does.
So yeah, so it's pretty cool. There's many organizations. One is the Hinsdale Humane Society. They have a service dog training for veterans. They have a great veterans program. You know, Andrea. I'm not sure what the last name is, but I have her on my Facebook, and I'm always sharing the stuff about the Hinsdale Humane Society. And then they also have another one called K9 for Veterans. Zach Zett, Z-E-T-T. He's another awesome veteran. I'd be able to call him, and he tells me, Victor, whenever you want to talk, just call me. And like, who does that, you know? Right. And I call him, and I tell him, hey, Zach, thank you, man. I appreciate you taking the time. Because not that many people in the world give you the time and day to let you talk and just to listen. You know, that's why I think it's very important. Yeah. If somebody comes to you, just listen, just for a minute or two. So that way it's going to help them cope with what they're coping at the time. Because you never know, they might not have that person to talk to or might not open up and they feel comfortable talking to you, you know? Right. So yeah, so that K9 for Veterans. And there was another one, which I can't remember, but I just met the guy. His name is Tony. I want to say Tony Eaton. And he's down near Makanda, around that area in the southern Illinois. Also has a great training program for veteran and service dogs.
And I would like for you, when this call is over sometime today, I always post information, resources, not only on Veterans Helping Veterans, but on Chicagoland Veterans, but it'll be on our blog as well. So
okay, I can email you those links. Yes. That'd be awesome. Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate that because teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Yes, sir. And before you go, it's 8:22. We got a few more minutes. We want to take some calls. People might have questions. We're going to go to the phone lines if you want to call in. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. As we go to 773-977. You're live on the Female Solution. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, good morning. This is Lois here in Chicago.
Hi, Lois.
Hi, I'm joining veteran Troy Donahue Trask. Troy Donahue Trask was a homeless veteran currently living down on Rapid Drive and was frostbitten and taken by the Women's Health Organization to the hospital. And from being homeless in the tent, the veteran Troy Donahue Trask, who was evicted due to the building construction for Obama at the in that area, and became homeless. And when he was frostbitten, the homeless relief picked him up off the street. He was not going to off, but they gave him an apartment and paid for his apartment for up until he just passed away, legally January 20, 2023. And he was homeless for quite some time on this land. And this is my brother that I'm talking about, Troy Donahue Trask. And I took all of the information to the jail from his DD2 and right now, he's still home and they tell me where my brother's going to be buried. They claim they can't do the DD214. And they've treated him so badly. And sent a guy calling himself a soldier to my brother's services on February 4th. And stood there and said, oh, I can represent Obama and what have you. And Obama called him to be homeless. And, you know, and he wasn't even a soldier. I understand that he didn't even serve a year. And his name is Sylvester Henry. He never 2 months in his service. He never really get to talk about some Obama. And, yeah, with his hands hanging off of him like he was hoodlum or something. Oh, dirty soldier. So anyway, I need the DD214 for my brother to Troy Donahue Trask, so we can get him. He suffered so much in this city of Chicago, and the fields fill around the building, and just mess with my brother. Everybody is messing and allow a dirty soldier to come in and represent Obama and my dirty soldier. I believe that free.
Oh my goodness. Our heart is with you, Lois. Thank you so much for calling. And I will put you in touch with Victor, and maybe Victor can give you some resources.
Most definitely. It'll be nice to talk. Unfortunately, my that's one of the things. My hearing is bad, so I got to concentrate very much, and I couldn't quite hear. But most definitely, if you could get in contact with me, I would love to talk to you and see how we can help each other out. You know, and I did hear that your brother passed away. I'm sorry for that, because that's another federal brother, you know, not here, you know, and we're all like a brotherhood, a sisterhood when it comes to veterans, and it's very sad when I hear, you know, somebody passing away. And but most definitely, please reach out to me. Zelda will send my information, and feel free. I'm only a phone call away.
Right. Lois, I think I have your number. If I don't, Naima has it.
No, my number is 773-977-4498. That's 773-977-4498. Thank you so much. I just need help. Please equate for me.
We got you. We got you.
The Women's Relief Organization, we need to commend people. And like yourself, Velvet, I've been trying to get in touch with you, Velvet, for over a week. I just have to help.
Oh. Okay, well, I got it now, and I'm going to lock it into my phone.
And then, like I said, after this here, around, I want to say 9:20, I'll give you a call, Lois, if that's okay.
Did you hear it, Lois? He said he'll call. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for calling, Lois. Our prayers are with you, my dear. And know that you're loved, and your brother's death will not be in vain.
He will not be forgotten at all.
No, he will not. We will see to that. And it is 8:27. Victor has to leave at 8:30. We got 3 minutes. We got time for one more call. 312-671. You're live on the Female Solution. Grand Rising. What's your name? Where you calling from? And what's your comment? 773. Oh.
This is Brother Trump, Robert Floyd Trump, and I'm a Vietnam veteran. And I wanted to ask Victor a question. Did you know that Mayor Harold Lee Washington was a veteran, World War II veteran?
What was that question? Because like I said, I'm very hard of hearing, and I'm trying to listen in. What was the question, Zelda?
Did you know that Harold Washington was a veteran?
Yes.
Harold Washington.
Yes, he was and everything. And I love going to the actual Harold Washington Library because I work out of downtown, and I like going up to, I think it's the 9th floor. They have this awesome area to just sit down, and I like to sit there. But yes, I knew he was a veteran.
Right. Well, I wanted to also extend. I am the President Robert Floyd Trump of the Harold Washington Foundation, and I wanted to extend the invitation to do a collaboration under the umbrella of the Harold Washington Foundation.info. And we would like to put your telephone number. Chicago helping veterans and also United for Veterans.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Yes, I could provide you my number and everything. How can I communicate with
I'll give it to him.
Okay, so she'll give me your information, sir, and then I'll go ahead and reach out to you right after this as well, and I could go ahead and share my number with you.
Okay. So I'll get his well, I have his number. I'll send it to you at when the show is over, Mr. Plum. Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a wonderful day.
And also, Mr. Victor, we love you. Keep up the good work.
Yes.
Wow. I never heard that. Nobody told me that though, sir. But I want to say thank you and I appreciate you. You know, because like I said, that I needed that today. Because every day there's always something I need to inspire me, and it's my family. And now today is you. For saying that, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that, and thank you. And I will do everything I can that I could be able to do, and as a person, to keep helping others.
All right.
Thank you for your service and all the veterans for their services.
Amen. Thank you.
Amen.
Well, we help the homeless veterans too.
Absolutely.
So we're going to do a collaboration with the community support group, and that we all can work together.
Amen.
Thank you
For sure.
All right. Thank you so much, Minister Robert Floyd Plump. It's 8:31. We got to take our last break, and I know you got to leave, Victor. So you want to give us closing thoughts, information before you leave?
Well, I just want to say thank you to everyone, and always be kind. Always treat others the way you want to be treated, because you never know what situation someone might be. So as long as you treat everything with kindness, you can't go wrong, and always with a smile. I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but we just got to keep hope alive. And I tell anybody, keep hope alive and just stay positive, and the rest will follow.
Amen. And if they want to contact you, how can they do that?
Yeah, if you want to contact me, you can contact me with the Chicagoland Veterans group and also the Chicagoland Veterans community group as well. I have my information on there. And on the video of this, I'm going to go ahead and put the links as well in there, so that way it shows you how to contact me as well. And also, I could give you my email. My email is chicagolandveterans.fbg@gmail.com. chicagolandveterans.fbg@gmail.com. And you could reach out to me in that way. I just created that email. I used to have a Yahoo, but man, I get so many emails that I can't distinguish what's what. So I just created a new email, and then that email is for helping veterans. And from here on, go forth, and hopefully one day have my own non-for-profit where I could help a lot more people.
Yeah, and that's something that I can help you with. So we need to talk. FBG.
Awesome. Thank you.
FBG, is that like Frank Bobby George?
Yes, I'm Frank Bravo George.
Okay. Chicagoland Veterans. FBG@gmail.com.
Yes. Thank you.
Alrighty. Thank you so much, Victor. We greatly appreciate you. Go and have a lovely day with your lovely daughters and your wife and that beautiful dog that you have there too as well.
I will, and thank you all as well for having me here today. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Victor, and you have a better one. And thank you for joining us here, staying here with us here on the Female Solution. This last half hour we have coming up, I have a very special surprise for you. So don't go anywhere because you will be glad you did. And if you want to get a last call in, 515-605-9325, press 1 to speak. We'll be right back.
Kids are the future and should not be left behind. One person should not decide what is the best for our 77 communities. Politicians must work together for our kids' best interest. They deserve a safe education with resources that meet every student need. Let's rebuild and restore Chicago. Vote for me for mayor of Chicago. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Willie Wilson.
Our kids are the future and should not be left behind. One person should not decide what is the best for our 77 communities. Politicians must work together for our kids' best interest. They deserve a safe education with resources that meet every student need. Let's rebuild and restore Chicago. Vote for me for mayor of Chicago. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. We are a part of the online network of Associated Internet Radio hosts, On Air. On Air empowers you with transformative news and interactive radio TV shows. This is such a wonderful time to be alive and to see our human family coming together as one community as a result of that powerful tool, the internet. We can now talk directly to each other all over the world. There's no need for conflict or misunderstanding. There's no need for violence to solve our differences. We can talk to each other face to face until we reach an agreement. On Air offers a fantastic global guide to communicators from all over the world who are using their internet platform to inspire us to strive to be our best selves in order to become the kind, compassionate, loving people we were all born to be. Once we do that, we'll see planet Earth transformed into a place of peace. Subscribe to the recommended YouTube channels, Facebook pages, and podcasts created by these Voices of Enlightenment. On Air provides daily news briefs and a weekly magazine to keep you abreast of events and opportunities. On Air news affiliates in television, radio, and print share information, insights, and interviews with notable personalities. Go to OnAirEverywhere.com for a daily dose of uplifting news. We're on air everywhere, online all the time.
Hi, this is John Alexander.
And I'm Naima Latif. Meet people like you who are making a positive difference in the world. Watch us every day on the Media Connection at www.youtube.com/TheMediaConnectionTV. There are people who choose to make a positive difference in the world. Our job is to bring you their stories to motivate you to do the same. Join us each week, host John Alexander and Naima Latif, as we bring you the educators, entertainers, elected officials, religious leaders, and community activists whose works are transforming this world. Find out how you can make a difference too. Be inspired. Watch the Media Connection. Mondays at 5 p.m. Pacific at 12 noon on cable TV, Channel 19 in Chicago. And other cities, check your local cable listeners. About finances, family, health, jobs, relationships. Are you in pain? Do you feel stuck? If you answer yes to any of these questions, help is available. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's part of the human process. You only feel this way because you haven't mastered the voices in your head. No hype, just down-to-earth, solid, workable tools and techniques that you can practice daily. It's really food for the soul. Whether you want to learn how not to worry about anything, reverse type 2 diabetes, publish a book, promote your product or service, or just make extra money. Take advantage of the deal of the day. Go to wellnesspeaks.com or call 212-409-6619. Mention promo code The Female Solution and get free shipping. That's wellnesspeaks.com or 312-409-6619. Stop worrying today. Visit wellnesspeaks.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. CJ of Valona Health, where we combine orthopedic manual therapy and neuroscience to treat the whole person. Health tip for the day is keep it moving. Doesn't matter how, just keep it moving doing something you enjoy. Walking, dancing, rolling on the floor with your dogs or kids, really anything. The body craves movement to keep its bones, joints, and the muscles happy. Even our mental health and internal organs and digestive system rely on our movement. Thanks for being a part of the Higher Learning Network on the Female Solution.
What if you could live to be 120 years old and remain active, healthy, alert, and vibrant? Our bodies are made up of cells that are constantly rejuvenating. So if we take proper care of ourselves, we can literally defy aging. Join us every Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time to learn about self-care from Tucson Essentials on the Female Solution Blog Talk Radio Show. Learn how to help your body and your cells feel rejuvenated each day through proper nutrition, sleep, frequency medicine, and many unconventional methods of self-care. I'm Jody Susan. Join me and my amazing guests by calling in at 515-605-9325 and press 1 to speak. We'll help you achieve a breakthrough in your health today.
And that's a promise. And we are back live here on the Female Solution and the Higher Learning Network TV show. I have a very special guest for you today. I am joined by my Midwest buddy. I had no idea that she was even running for office. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our very own Brenda Waters. Woo-hoo!
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good
How
morning.
are you?
Grand Rising. So glad to have you here. I know you're busy this morning, and I know you can't stay long because you have responsibilities in the community, and we appreciate that.
That's right.
For those who don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself and what's going on in the life of Brenda Waters.
Well, good morning, everybody. In the life of Brenda Waters, I am running for 4th District Council member. This is a new position that the city has put in place for police accountability.
Police accountability. Say that again.
Police accountability and public safety.
Yes, ma'am.
This is very new, so I'm learning. I'm learning to going to be learning and training. It is a 4-year position. My number is punch number 75 first. It's ran by districts. The districts that I'm running for is 4th District. The 4th District entails 7th Ward, 10th Ward, and the 8th Ward. So that's a big district, you guys. We just really learned about this a little bit, I want to say last year. And again, it's for police accountability. The Chicago Alliance have been fighting for this for a very long time, for over 50 years. And it was just put in place. So it's not just only help for police accountability, but for public safety, to feel more safe in your communities, you know, for things the police say that they're going to serve and protect. This is what we're looking for them to do. You may be hearing a lot now about police accountability and public safety, since this is a big election. Again, I'm a healthcare worker. I'm actually at work right now. I've been a healthcare worker for over 50 years. I've been advocating for people and patients for a long time. Also a community leader in my community. I grew up in Jeffrey Manor, where I have a nice little group there. I'm the president of the Friends of Merrill Park. Again, shout out to all the Friends of Merrill Park, the members who first started with me, Josette Addison, my sister Chandra, and as well as a lot more people that I can't go name by name. So I thank them all for my support. I thank my big whiz players, my skaters, my roller skater buddies, and I'm just out there. I'm going to be out there keeping my ears to the streets. I want to be a listener. I want to work for the community. I want the community to be able to come to me so that we can bring some of these things to the commander of the 4th District and let him know what we're needing in our community.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact that Dr. Willie Wilson is talking about putting a captain in each area, not
Yes,
just one area.
that's
Nobody
right.
needs the kind of power because you're not going to each and every area. And I do apologize for not giving our audience this information. So let me give it to them now. It says Brenda, a community leader and president of Friends of Merrill Park and the Merrill Pack, the Merrill Pack through the Park District, has been a resident of the 4th District for over 50 years.
Yes.
You ain't that old. Quit lying, girl. And remembers when the 4th District was on 89th and Exchange. I remember that. And she's been involved with youth, hosting a back-to-back school outing for family and friends. We got to get together on the youth too. And friends where school supplies are distributed, and also hosting a coat giveaway for Christmas during the month of December for over 25 years. Yes. Brenda's purpose has always been the community. As a healthcare worker for over 40 years, the most fulfilling part of the job was being an advocate for the patients. That's right. As a council member and advocate for the community, Brenda says, I look forward to assisting in building a stronger connection between police and community, developing community policies, working with the community to get input on policy. See, this is where we need to be involved because the city doesn't give us this. Thank you for saying this.
That's right.
And ensuring the Community Commission for Public Safety and Accountability gets input from the community. That's why we need to be involved. We can't wait for them to do it because they're not going to do it. They've shown us over the last 50 years they're not going to do it. They serve their business, not ours. She says, I have been dedicated to improving the lives of our youth and community for over 40 years. And I look forward to bringing that same passion to the 4th District Council. And her platform is to hold police accountable and improve the mental health of our residents. Punch 75.
Yes, thank you, Zelda. I really appreciate you, girl. I love you, girl. And
my honor.
Just everybody that's supporting me and praying for me. I feel like this was ordained by me working in the community for so long. He's just pushed me to the next level. Yes, so it's really God ordained. I serve him. It's not about me. It's not about Brenda Waters at all. It's about the community. It's what we need. Yes, they have been fighting for this. Shout out to Frank Chapman. Hope you feel better. Dodd McCullen. My 2 running mates. I have 2 running mates. Meredith Hammer. And she's Meredith Hammer. Yeah.
She's been on the show. She's in Indiana, right?
Yeah, but she's here in Chicago, but attorney Meredith Hammer. Yeah. She's my running mate. So we have the legal option there. We have diversity. We have Julio Miramontes. He's in the 10th ward, which is a big part of this 4th District. It's like 85% of the 4th District. And again, like I said, it's the 7th ward, 8th ward. And if you guys are in there, we 3 are running on a slate. Anywhere, it's really big. This area is really big. So you're welcome. Early vote start today, guys.
Yes.
3 locations for us. Don't forget to go out and vote.
Yep.
We have the library is over on 106th on the east side. We have Trumbull Park at 103rd, Crandon, right down the street from the police station. Mm-hmm. And we also have Olive Harvey, where you guys can vote if you needed that information for early vote in this area today. So, like I say, I'm looking to do a good job, and I'm looking to make sure that, we can bridge a gap, that we can work together. And another thing that Willie Wilson did say on one of his speaks, that We need to have police in our communities that looks like us, that,
Thank
you
you.
know us. When I grew up, we had Officer Friendly. We
Yes,
knew Officer Friendly. We
yes,
knew the police
yes.
that was coming through the park, um, who was gonna, what they had to say to us and different things. So we knew them when they were coming. So we were
Right,
all prepared,
right.
But it starts at home. A lot of stuff starts at home. But when you get the kids to the police to engage with the kids, come into the schools, meet the kids, teach them about public safety, teach them about career building. Not
Yes,
only should police, come in and teach more about career building, we also have nurses, doctors, radio hosts like my girl Zelda here. We have to get out. We have to, help in our communities. We have to help the children
can't be
get
quiet.
started before it get there.
Got to get
Yeah,
involved. Got to get
get
involved.
involved. We got to get involved. Not
You hear
just
people say that all the time, Brenda. Oh, politics. I don't be bothered with that. Those politics govern your life. You need to be
yes,
involved. If you don't want to
yes.
be the face, give it to Brenda or somebody who
That's
has
right.
the face, who people see. It's your
Yes,
responsibility not only to your community, but to yourself and your family.
that's right. And I'm out there.
Yourself.
I'm out there, girl. I'm not just in no little hiding one space.
Right.
I'm out there. I'm keep my ears to the street. Again, I want to be the listener. I want to be the voice to go back to the commander of the 4th district and, try to better my community. I live in Jeffrey Manor still, and I grew up there since I was 12 years old. Even when I moved around, I always came back to bring back to the community to make sure, some kids never seen some of the stuff that our group had put together. So our community needs a lot of work and a lot of help right now. We have a lot of little different groups in the community, and we all need to try to get together.
And it's something that can be done.
It
It's
can be
possible.
done.
In the words of my mentor, Les Brown, it's possible.
All things is
Can
possible
be
through
done. It
through Christ who
can
strengthens
be
us.
done.
Yes, it can.
Well, punt 75 for the 4th
Yes.
District Council for Brenda Waters. And I got to put this up here on the screen so people can see it.
Yeah, and I have a slate. I also have a slate card with Meredith Hammer. Her number is 71, and Julio Montez is 72. I just happen to have Zelda. Just happened to have that one card for a long time.
Okay.
So we are running on a slate.
Okay, so it's going to be 75, 71, and 72.
Yes, because you can vote for 3 people. So guys, when you go out to vote, you can vote for 3 people. It's not just because we're a group. And I
Okay.
think the district is made up of like 23 or 24 different districts. So
Okay.
when you go out to vote, they will be district council member in each district, and you can
Okay.
allowed to vote for 3 people.
Okay.
And shout out to all of the district council members who running. I wish everyone well, but let's just get together and work together.
All
you know.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to
Yeah.
come and share that information with us. So
Yeah, I'm at work right now. I work out at St. James Franciscan Alliance. So on my Monday.
okay, I do understand. Well, thank you, Brenda. We appreciate
Thank you. I love you, girl. And keep
you. I love you
shouting
right
out
back
to
to you. All right.
Okay.
Thank
Okay. And give me a call later so I can
I
learn
sure
how to
will.
share this. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you,
ma'am.
babe.
Yes, ma'am. I'll post it on our blog too on hln.blogspot.com. It's in here somewhere. I'll find it and put it up. But I'll put it on the blog. Oh, there it is. So you can find that on the updates on our blog, hlntv-blogspot.com. Thank you so much, Brenda. Appreciate you, girl.
God bless you, girl. I love you. And
Love
next
you
time
too.
we play cards, I'm gonna play. But I was on that game last
I
night.
understand. I understand. I wasn't thinking about that game. I was playing this weird whist.
I'm ready. I'm gonna beat everybody. I'm going tomorrow because I'm skating tomorrow. I'm off.
Oh,
I'm off.
so where you go on Mondays? Because I go on Tuesdays. Where do you go on Monday?
I don't go Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday, but I'm going to the rink because the rink is open. I mean, it's closer to me in my
Okay.
district. Thursday, I'm gonna do the Glenwood if I can get there. But
Okay.
I'll meet you wherever. We always meet for how many years?
Yes, ma'am. A lifetime.
A lifetime.
That's
So
why.
thank you, babe.
Her running. We got to get her on the show. Yes, thank you so much, babe. You have a great day, and I hope to see you Tuesday.
Thank you so much. God bless
Right. Oh,
everybody.
all right.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
All righty. That was Brenda Waters. You be sure. Brenda Waters, was that the name of an old school group? I can't remember. It's been so long, but I just want to share that with you today here on Monday Morning Mindfulness. We were talking about veterans helping veterans, and I've got some comments here that I need to share with you, and it's from Victor. And it says, hello, everyone. Here's the link to one of the social media sites, facebook.com profiles. And I'll post that in my on my blog as well. And he also says this one site for veterans and their families, organizations that help veterans. And that's another one. And I'll post that too. And here he goes. An event, Victor says, I am organizing for Saturday, June 10th. 2023 from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at Berkeley Park in Berkeley, Illinois. Further details on the event page, and they're looking for sponsors with the Chicagoland Combined Veterans Museum in River Grove, a 501c3 fee. And that's the information, but I'll be posting that there. So expect to see all those updates on my blog on hlntv.blogspot.com. And be sure and join us for the after show. And right now, here's an introduction to the after show because I have our very own executive producer of the Female Solution, and that would be the one and only Naima Latif. Take it away. That's my Arsenio Hall presentation, okay?
All right now. Well, grand rising to everyone who has joined us today. It was so refreshing to listen to Victor and, of course, your friend Brenda. It's interesting that she is campaigning on the idea of police accountability. One of the challenges that we have is that we have so many police who are coming from a military experience, and their response to citizens is as you respond when you're in a wartime situation, which is inappropriate. And that's why we are having these problems with trust between the citizens and the police. So our challenge is to redefine that position. Ultimately, we have to work toward a society where everyone is self-managed. So we don't need an occupying army to make people behave. That really is where we have to strive to reach. But in the meantime, the people that we are contributing our taxes for their salaries, they need to have a different perspective on what the job is they're doing. As long as they're leaving that station every day paranoid, thinking this could be my last day, I got to protect my life, and I got to make sure I get the drop on anybody that I stop, whether it be a traffic stop or somebody walking down the street. As long as they have that military perspective, we are all in danger, because people overreact and they escalate conflict when it's unnecessary. And this has to change, but it means a change in the whole society. So when we come back, we'll talk about that. What are the steps that we need to take to transform the society we're in so we don't have the military police and the citizens being treated like enemy combatants? That's not the relationship we should have.
Nope. And it's 8:57. And when we come back, we're going to talk just a little bit about the Chicago Auto Show, because I didn't talk about that in length, but I want to talk about it in the after show. So we're going to play the ending, and we're going to start the after show at 9:00. So just hold tight. Stay here. You'll be glad you did. You can share this video right now as we close. So as we say goodbye to this part of the show and prepare for the next part of the show. Thank you for sharing.
We've come to the end of our show today, but you can hear every show in the archive at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution. You can also hear today's show on the Female Solution Facebook page. Go to www.facebook.com/the-female-solution. can always reach me on my website at www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com. Watch our TV shows, listen to our radio shows, order our books, and be sure to get your copy of the book, The Female Solution. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussion. And to our global family listening from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, Shishe,
Shishe,
India, Rangaban,
Rangaban,
Japan, Arigato,
Arigato,
Korea, Kamsamida,
Kamsamida,
Russia, Spasiba,
Spasiba,
Germany, Danke,
Danke,
Poland, Dziękuję,
Dziękuję,
France, Merci,
Merci,
Spain, Gracias,
Gracias,
Italy, Grazie, Egypt, Shukran,
Shukran,
Ghana, Medasi, Nigeria, Eshe,
Eshe,
South Africa, Niabonga,
Niabonga,
Senegal, Geret,
Deret,
Kenya, Asante,
Asante,
Israel, Toda,
Toda,
Pakistan, Shukriya,
Shukriya,
Afghanistan, Tashakur, Saudi Arabia, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you. And may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessing.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Cell Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
And you are already a part of the solution. And we thank you for continuing with the after show with our executive producer, Naima Latif. And I wanted to bring the board back up, the screen back up.
Yes, the auto show, which is still going on.
Yes.
Here in Chicago at the McCormick Place, the largest auto show in the nation. And there's a little placard outside of the McCormick Place I happen to be reading. It speaks of when the McCormick Place was built, and I think it was 1971, something like that. The intention of it was for it to be the world's largest exhibition center to bring these kinds of events. So, you know, there was a economic plan to draw major exhibitions here to the city, and the Chicago Auto Show is one of them. And it's a big deal for all the auto manufacturers because people can come and see what's the latest development in the auto industry. And we know, of course, the auto industry means a whole lot of jobs and manufacturing. Mm-hmm. People are always buying vehicles, so it's a big money flow. A lot of people involved. But one of the things that has been uppermost in people's minds is how do we convert these vehicles that have been emitting smog everywhere? How do we convert them to more environmentally friendly kinds of transportation vehicles? And so there was an emphasis this year on electric vehicles, EVs they're called, and ways that manufacturers are seeking to bring the cost down, or even hybrids, which are, you know, partial gas use, partial electric use. And it's to our benefit to lessen the smog that we're putting in the air. So I had a good time with some interviews that we did there. And of course, Beata was gracious enough to also allow on her Friday morning show us to interview Susan Mudd from the environmental organization that has been really pushing for the auto industry to convert cars or manufacture the vehicles as electric vehicles. So this was very enlightening and educational and inspiring. We know that when we don't have air, I don't care whatever else hurts on your body. If you don't have air, you ain't gonna be here but for about 5 minutes and then you're gone.
If that long.
If that long. That's the and really like 2 minutes. If you've ever been underwater and drowning, you know, if you don't have air to breathe, you are about to cancel out. And I had a friend who worked in the respiratory department of a hospital, and she said, like, I'm the first one that they call, because if you don't have air, nothing else works. So anything that helps to improve the quality of our air is all of our business. This was a good opportunity for us to learn some things about the cars that they're manufacturing. And now so many things are connected to your cell phone. So that was another high tech.
Yeah.
You know, we got these smartphones that really are tracking devices. You get in your car, right, and if you've been driving a certain place every day, your car knows where you usually go, and right, it will give you the details of how many minutes it's going to take to get there. And it's funny that we have all these devices that know us and can explain who we are and know where we're going, connected to our social media, and connected to, I mean, my car reads my text messages. And
yeah, I saw that in your car one day and I was like, whoa, what kind of car is this, girl?
Now, I don't know if I told this story on this show, but if I did, forgive me. But when I first got the car, I have a Honda, and the car knows, because I have habitual places that I go, like on Sunday, you know, I was taking my mother to church. So when I got in the car on Sundays, the car would tell me how many minutes to the church. And I go to push every Saturday morning. So I get in the car would tell me how many minutes before I, you know, get to push on 50th and Drexel. So, I mean, this car is a smart car, right? And smartphone. So one Saturday, the day before, there had been an incident at Push. A guy had gotten shot near there. And I didn't know at the time, because it was in the time I first got the car, I didn't know that the car also read my text messages, so that, you know, you're not reading the phone, you know, the car will read them audibly. Right. So I get in the car and I'm on my way to Push, and the car goes, Naima, are you going to Push today? You know, a guy got shot. Be careful, you know, something like that. And I'm like, what? You know, I'm freaking out because I'm thinking this car is so smart. It knows what's going on. It's talking to me, knows my name. And I didn't realize that my friend, who, you know, always went to Push, had left that text message.
Okay.
But it scared me so bad. I'm like, oh my God, this car is alive. But, you know, later that day, I saw the text message. I go, oh, that's what happened. Because, you know, that was the eeriest feeling.
I'm sure.
You read the newspapers, you know what's going on, and then you're going to tell me. But actually, that's what it was. It was reading my text message from my friend.
Yeah. I'd have been freaked out too.
But, you know, they're almost, these cars are almost that connected. So, you know, it pays to know all the features and be able to use them. And, you know, we are getting to that point where our cars are communicating with us almost like they are tracking where we go. They are connected to our smartphones. They are reading our text messages.
Yep.
So, I mean, you could look at the technology and be spooked and think, okay, the government is surveilling us. Well, yeah, maybe. But then on the other hand, if you look at it on the positive side, since all of our technology keeps track of who we are and where we're going, is there really a need for us to have police that are so fearful? When you can go to a person's Facebook page and see exactly who they are and what they've done and where they've been, do we really need this extreme measure, even at the airports where they got you taking off your shoes and examining your skin to see if you got explosive and all that? But look, you know exactly who I am. You can go to my website, my Facebook page, my Instagram page. There is no need for us to be treating each other like criminals, because right now we are, everybody's an open book just with social media and a cell phone, and your car can tell them where you've been. So I think with that reality, we really need to rethink the way we're handling public safety. It doesn't have to be so hostile and fearful, because we got all this technology explaining who we are and where we've been and where we're going and everything else. So we can change some things.
Right.
So yeah, and if anybody if anybody has had any experiences where you think maybe the technology is a little bit invasive, why don't you write in your comments, or if you're on our switchboard, press 1 and say something. But I was impressed with the cars, because I can see how the integration of the technology, they're realizing people go everywhere with their cell phones. So you got plugs where you can plug in, you can charge up all your devices, because we have become very much integrated with our technological devices. That can be an asset if we use it correctly. And it can be a benefit in helping us even keep ourselves safe. A vehicle. I mean, you look back in the day when people used to ride a horse, but that horse was almost a part of you. I mean, that horse, you and that horse had a psychic connection. I don't know if any of you all, how many of you all saw Avatar, which was really an interesting movie, where these beasts that they ride, they would connect them to I thought about that, we got locks. Their long braid to the animal's hair, and that would establish like a psychic connection. So if you're on one of those flying beasts, they understood where you wanted to go, and you're on a beast on the ground, they understood where to go, because it's just like you became one. So it's almost getting like that with our cars, where you're so connected, and it's almost like it knows you.
It does know you.
It knows you. And really, in a real sense, everything is alive, because everything is live cells and energy moving. So, we have people who name their cars. I'm one of them people. A lot of other people name their cars, and
you should. You have a relationship with it. Why not?
Yeah. So that being the case, I think we can benefit from the technology of the new autos by keeping our society safer and more friendly. We don't have to fear each other as much, because we have access to all kinds of information about each other, and that should help us develop a friendlier, more trusting society. That's my thought on that.
You are right on target. And we have places where you can go see them. We've got 2 on our blog, hlntv.blogspot.com. That one, Google did something with it, and I haven't figured it out yet. So it's not my craziest, it's not my best, but it is available, because you should be able to click on the links. Well, you might have to copy and paste on this blog. That's why I like my blog better, which is zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com, because on that one you can actually see the link. But you have a choice to go to either one of those and get information and resources from today's show, because he sent me some other information to post for updates on events and resources for veterans. So please feel free to go to the blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. It is 9:12. Naima, the phones are still lit up. Should we be taking some calls here?
I'm sure if they've got some comments, we want to give them a chance to express a thought.
515-605-9321. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's it. 515-605-9325. Yeah.
9325.
Okay, 773-436. You're live on the Female Solution. Hi, who's this? Where you calling from?
How are you doing?
Mama D! Wisdom with Mama D! Hi, Mama D!
Well, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was waiting on to get on WVON, but I have gone to the two last, well, not the last two, but I went to the one sponsored by WJCP downtown, and I also attended the one that was at Pastor Brooks' church, and I noticed that none of the candidates brought up reparations. And so, and WVON is having a forum, and they don't have reparations on their agenda. But yet, they can have all these sanctuary seekers and sanctuary settlers come over here, like what's happening at Walworth Elementary, the first school I attended when my family moved from down south to up north. And it's right across the street from a senior citizen building. And these hundreds of people have been that blocked ever since we had the massive school closing. On the Renaissance 2010, there was 100 schools closed, and the running manual closed 50 at one time. And the United Nations came to Chicago State University and took testimony concerning the police killings of black men and boys, disproportionate arrests, and massive school closures. So they really are not addressing what we're saying we won't, because the community has been begging to use these vacant schools that were closed. Most of them we lost Black history because these schools were named after Black people, heroes and sheroes like Ralph Bunche, for instance. But anyway, what happened was they have Lori Lightfoot made an executive order the day after she found out that blacks were dying from COVID at a rate of 72%, Latinos and whites were dying at a rate of 17%, they were tied. Asians was dying at 5%. She came up with an executive order guaranteeing 19 COVID-related benefits. One of them included $100 million in small business loans. Each one got a $1,000 check and 100,000 remote learning devices. That 100 million came from the 868.6 million just in COVID money. And there was other 136 million, 27 million in other funds. So Mayor Lightfoot had so much money to play with that the city council voted her the right to spend up to $1 million without consulting them at all. And that is why she could renovate this building. Don't let this community know anything about it. Guaranteeing free housing, free food, free rent, free transportation without these people being vetted. We don't know if they got COVID. We don't know if they what their backgrounds are, crooks or dope fiends or rapists. We don't know any of that. But they just released them into the community. And that is one of the 12 reasons why I will not vote for her again, to give her a second chance to jumpstart over us who are suffering big time and not deal with any of our concerns. So all of them are for sanctuary settlers. And I said, hey, what about live for DACA, delayed actions for childhood arrivals? But the childhood is under the age of 31. So we're really not talking about no children. But they're jumping
400, the Black DACA, 400 years of delayed action for in-chain arrival. And none of these candidates are representing us, and it's just like I was told. They had 7, I'm going to say in conclusion because somebody else might want to talk, but I was at the 2 protest press conferences by the people. So the last one, I think, was Friday. I was there. They had 7 speakers. 3 of them were Latino men. And one Latino talked about how they ought to come over here the correct way, like he did, in order to, if you're not born here, you're supposed to pass a naturalized citizenship test that requires you to read, write, and speak in English, and so they're violating that one big time. But anyway, you have to do that to become a citizen and lawfully vote in federal, state, and local elections. However, the other Latinos said, we are in Pilsen and we welcome these sanctuary seekers and we have provisions for them and they speak our language and we would really like to have them in our community. Now the third one got up there and dropped a guilt trip on everybody. Oh, these are human beings and they are suffering big time and they can walk so many miles and get to wherever. But then we had a little after conversation, and he told me, he said, this is our land. You're from Africa. I told him, I said, no, we're from the parents of civilization, and the planet Earth is our land. But, I mean, and this is what it's all about. Make America, Mexico again. And every time we erase the history of the slave owner, we erase the history of the slave.
Wow.
And if it wasn't using so much racism language, I mean, do not discriminate based on race, creed, or color. They have removed the word creed out of that and made it membership in a language minority group. So they can get around the 14th Amendment that says you must pass the citizenship to be naturalized. But anyway, what this flyer is saying is what Barbara Jordan, she chaired Congressman Barbara Jordan, she chaired under Bill Clinton, the Immigrants Reform Committee. And she said that immigration would hurt Black people because they would be competing for low-skilled jobs. And if they are coming over here on the public charge, getting any of these freebies, they should not be allowed in this country. Now,
I agree with you, Mama D. Mama D, hold on, Mama D. We got other calls we got to get to. I want to thank you for sharing all of that wealthy information, a wealth of information, as you always do. But we're about to sign off, so we got to get a few more calls.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Love you, Mama D. Sure appreciate you. You can see Mama D on every 4th Saturday of the month here on the Female Solution from 12 noon until 2 p.m. So please join us if you want to be enlightened and inspired and have a wealth. Mama D has decades. Decades.
Kind of make you 200 years old.
Yeah. Mama D, that's not what I'm saying. I just so excited every time I hear you because it's like I just want to put a little can up to your head and hope some of that will gravitate what's in your head in my head. It's just a wealth of information. So you have got to tune in. You think that was something? Wait till the 4th Saturday. You'll be like, man, this woman is a walking, talking dictionary. She is a walking, talking, living legend of everything that there is to know about the people, about the indigenous people of this country. You need to know this. So thank you, Mama D.
Yeah. And of course, this coming 4th Saturday, mayoral candidate Jamal Green will be on in the 2nd hour after the Global Teen Talent Competition. And we want to hear from the youngest. We heard from the oldest candidate. We want to hear from the youngest candidate. Jamal Green, who would make history if he should be elected mayor. I believe he'd be turning 28.
Yeah.
So that we want to hear what he has to say. So tune on in on the fourth Saturday.
And Deborah Smith, our third Saturday host of Move Around with Deborah, says, Grand Rising ladies, we are in the world of being invasive for safety, and we feel it is too much.
It's too much. Oh, okay. But we're not thinking with criminal minds.
Yeah.
So we can't see why. And that's an interesting point she brings out, because, you know, people who do think with a criminal mind, they look at everything as an opportunity to do wrong.
Yeah.
So, you know, they look at computers. Okay, how can I hack into somebody's bank account who's banking online? You know, how can I send a fake email saying, "Oh, I'm your long lost relative. Send me money," or something. I mean, you know, everybody
don't recognize it, don't respond.
Right. So people will use things either as a tool to help or a weapon to harm, depending on how they think.
Criminals find ways to slip through and use naivety of us. Yes, they do, Deborah. Yes, they do. I ain't calling no names, but somebody in this household get them all the time. They click, and I'm like, stop clicking on it. You don't know them. You don't need no new friends. At this age, we ain't going into our 70s. We don't need no new friends.
You ain't my friend. You ain't gonna be my friend. That's one safe way to handle.
Another comment from Jerome Frazier says, "Cool." I'm not sure what he was talking about, but
whatever said, he said, "Cool." That's all right.
We appreciate it. And Viata, my sister from another mister, says, "Thanks, Brenda, for being a leader in the community." That was Brenda Brenda Waters, who was on. Remember to punch 72. I'm sorry, 75, 72, or 71, 72, 71, 72, 75. How about that?
There you go.
Yeah,
and it's important. If you feel like you have a solution to an issue, then go ahead and run for office. You know,
don't wait on the politicians.
Don't wait on be a politician. Be one who's going to create policy.
Make a difference.
If you feel like that you have an idea, if you feel like you're willing to put forth the energy to be responsible for the direction of the society, then run for office. What does it say? Iron sharpens iron. So if the ones who are in there have to step up their game because you're in the game, that's so much the better. We all win.
And there's information from Victor. It's on my blog. In case you can't see it, it's so small. You see how we're peeking down at this.
The one site is for veterans and their families and organizations that help veterans. Of course, it's www.facebook.com/group/ well, you know, of course, 859-601-927-05536.
Yeah. I'll just show that on my blog so you can get a chance to see it, because that writing is very, very small, and you know, some of you all may be able to see it, but I can't see it. So it'll be on my blog along with this information here, which is the 2023 Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest, in which you are invited. Let me get rid of Victor's comment there. And there it is. The Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest is every last Saturday of the month. And if you have teens between the ages of 13 and 19, they can send, go to the blog. They'll see the information. Send a 1-minute video clip via YouTube of their audition. If they're singing, dancing, acting, choreography, filming, you name it, they do it. Whatever they do, they got so many different names for different things what children do now. I don't even know them all. So go to higherlearningnetwork.org and you'll see the information there, and share that with the team, because it is our responsibilities as seniors to keep them, to encourage them to fulfill whatever it is that's in their heart. I look at how Jennifer Hudson was told that she was not.
Yes.
And look at her now. Got her own talk show.
Got her own talk show, winning Grammys and Oscars and all kinds of things.
And everything.
Yeah.
So
never let a person tell you what you can't
you can't do, because it is all up to you what you can't do. Last but not least, if you have not gotten this book, do yourself a favor, because I didn't know until I saw it online. In honor of Black History Month, which is every day 365, Black people invented everything. I did not know that. And I'm close to 70. All of everything that you can think, everything. I'm thinking everything, just think. No, ever. Read my lips. Everything.
Yes.
All the conveniences that you enjoy today, Black folks did it. Indigenous people did it.
Yeah.
We're the ones who did it. So the question is, you've got to give too. So are you going to use it?
Yeah. And what invention do you have in your mind that you'd like to put forth, but you're believing that you can't? Yes, you can. It was given to you. The idea was given to you by our Creator for you to bring it forth into fruition.
Otherwise,
So you can and you will.
You wouldn't have it.
That's right.
It's real simple. You wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for being a part of our Monday morning mindfulness. Be sure and share that meditation because it can help you in times of chaos and confusion. If you need to go back and see it, the show is in the archive 24/7, blogtalkradio.com, the female solution, and our YouTube channel, Higher Learning TV show channel. It's all there. All you have to do is go back and watch it. And closing thoughts, Naima?
Well, I want our listeners and viewers to remember their responsibility, as we've said, to vote. Pay attention to what people are saying. They're letting you know what's in their hearts. They're letting you know how they see the world. And if what they say makes sense to you, then exercise your responsibility as a citizen and go ahead and vote. And when election time comes up, if you feel like there's a position that fits what your life's purpose is, go ahead and run. Be a part of the solution. Don't just complain about the problems. That's why you're here, to be a part of the solution.
And thank you for being a part of the solution and helping the Higher Learning Network spread love and cheer to those in need, especially the homeless. As I leave you with this video actually of our Instagram page, so please go there. Higher Learning, I'm sorry, HLN, Instagram.com, HLN.homeless.project. And as you can see, excuse me, right here, it's kind of small, but you can probably see it, but I can't. But I want to pull up to the last video, the last couple of videos that we did. You can see them there, but I just want to show you very briefly what it is that we do in helping the homeless and how you can help too.
All right, here for the homeless. Lady on Oxley.
We take them food on a weekly basis. We are a tent city here on Des Plaines. You can see the expressway right over there. We look close, right off the Kennedy Expressway. This is where we drop off the food for the homeless. Thanks to the strong arms of Tony. And we got another box of goodies too. No, that's for senior, not this one. But yeah, water. Yeah, always need water.
You'd be surprised. An act of kindness can make a difference in somebody's life.
Not too cold. It's cold, but not too cold. Right. But it is cold. But we're grateful.
There's more people back there. I guess it's a little bit too cold for them to walk up.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of food over there, so they can go over there and get it. And we got some canned food and some fruits and some wipes and some milk and all that good stuff. So that's in Des Plaines Avenue between Taylor Street and Roosevelt Road, right next to the BP gas station. And if you would like to send a donation, no donation is too small. We need canisters, butane to keep them warm. 16 ounces, about that big, about that wide. 2 of them last for 8 hours. Each one lasts for 8 hours. And they're at Walmart for $10. That's where we go because they're the cheapest there. But you can get them at Target, you can get them at Home Depot, you can get them anywhere that you can find them. And we would order them, but you can't send butane through the mail because it might blow up. But anyway, this is where you can reach us to send money. Cash App is the $ Zelda Speaks and the number 2. Venmo, Higher Learning Network, NFP. Zelle, you have to email me because I can't put my phone on the internet. So if you email me, zeldaspeaks@gmail.com, I can send you the information. And PayPal, last but not least, Higher Learning NW@yahoo.com. Thank you so very much for your generous donations. We appreciate that. Keep them coming. And you sleep well tonight, knowing that the donation that you made makes a difference in saving a life. Your donation will help someone keep on. Now, doesn't that make you feel good? That sure makes me feel good. I know I've saved a soul. So thank you so much.
Yes.
Stay on purpose, stay empowered. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning with Jody Susan of Self Care. Until then, love, peace, be good to you.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
Thank you so much for joining me. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks, the stressologist. Any stress in your life? Well, most of us do. Unfortunately, we don't know what to do with that stress, especially as it relates to worry. I was once a worried about everything, and I finally figured it out with some training. Yeah, I've been certified with the American Society of Training and Development, National Speakers Association, and a host of others. But none of those organizations helped me stop worrying. They just gave me validation for the public to see what credentials I have. So the credentials I have now are from life experience, and I've learned how not to worry. And you can learn how not to worry too, because it is indoctrinated in us to worry. We don't have the answers, so we think the worst is going to happen. Well, I got a solution to that. And that is the Worry Workshop. So I'm going to pull that up for you on my blog. Why do you worry when you don't have to? Go to my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com, and you can sign up right there and find out how you. And remember, sharing is caring. If you care about yourself and your loved ones, help them see their way out of a mess. Give them the gift. It makes a great birthday gift. It makes a great holiday gift. So instead of running to the store getting something that they really might not need, give them a worry-free life. Give them the gift of a worry-free existence. And thanks for sharing. Make it a great day. Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with Zelda Speaks, the Mindfulness Stress Relief Coach, at higherlearningnetwork.org. Thanks for sharing. Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with Zelda Speaks, the Mindfulness Stress Relief Coach, at higherlearningnetwork.org. Thanks for sharing.
And you're watching ZTV on the Higher Learning Network. Yeah, right.
Well, we hope you enjoyed those promos. Be sure and text stress relief to 219-699-2114 if you'd like to contact me during the week. I'd love to hear from you. And you can always leave a message at 312-409-6619. Be sure and check out the links that are provided there, as well as this one here. Remember to post your comments online. We'd love to hear from you. And we'll see you back here the next time. In the meantime, always check out our blog. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, stay tuned. We'll see you next time. See you tomorrow morning. Thanks for watching and sharing.